Greetings and hello everyone, welcome to Floodland, a new survival game set in a world destroyed by climate change where you explore, scavenge and build a city to unite clans and rebuild humanity. And it's coming out today. This is a sponsored video by Ravenscourt and Vile Monarch, and I want to show you what this game is all about. If you're interested, don't forget to check the link in the video description or comment section. Before we go into the game itself, we need to go through the difficulty settings. So we have to choose one of the 4 clans that this game is all about: the Good Neighbors, the Oak Hill Survivors, the Fire Brigade and the Burkett 3, and all of them have different bonuses and also penalties. For example, the Good Neighbors, it's a clan that values a certain amount of freedom and decentralization. All water filters produce 25% faster, and also night shifts increase the work time by 35% at the cost of unrest, for example. The Oak Hill Survivors are all about walking speed, so 20% more walking speed, which is really important if you know what this game is all about as well. And members of this clan eat 50% less safe food, which is also really good, honestly. It is a clan based on hierarchy and structure following traditional values. We got the New World, the Fire Brigade, the reduced effects on the crime, for example, by 50%, but during epidemics modifies a sick person's time for disease becomes lethal by 150%. So very resilient people, that is. Now we are going with the Good Neighbors. I like the old water filters produce 25% faster, and also that the night shifts increase the work time by 35%, so they're workaholics. We're going to start a new game with the difficulty settings on a challenging world. I'm going to deactivate the tutorial, and without further ado, let's get cracking.
When I was 15, I buried my sister with my own hands. Some think the event was the cause, but it all began long before. I remember the times of confusion and strife. I heard the silence that drowned the screams. The event, it was simply the final blow. Some say those in charge failed us. Others, that we are all to blame. But we dwell too much on what's behind. I say, let's focus on what lies ahead. And ahead, I see hard-working hands building houses. I see strong backs carrying food. And smiles. The smiles that greet newcomers. I cried when my sister died. And now we mourn our friend as she is taken by the water. But tomorrow, I don't fear tomorrow I'll be crying, because I know if we make it, we can all sit back and laugh.
Alrighty, and here we are on a fresh map where I really don't know what's lying in the fog. My first attention, my first quest really, a new beginning, and we've arrived. This is where the scouts sent us up to those flares. It looks like they were right, they found the signs I had told them to look for. And first though, I'm hungry. I guess everyone is. We can start a society on empty stomachs, and we do need to gather some safe food supplies, which is our very first quest. Now, in the beginning, for the first, I think, quite a few hours, we're going to go through a main quest as well that guides us through the different chapters of this game. So we have the prologue, stationary, travelers, find all the scouts and establish a permanent settlement, because right now we're still only having camps. So let's go ahead and look at my smaller settlement with a really beautiful art style. I love this, especially the lighting here. And yeah, we are surrounded by water, by dirty water that is. And up here on the plateau we found a bit of shelter, a bit of security right now, and we do need to get started on gathering some food. We do have some bushes close by, so I'm just going to lay out some work areas, and also, very important, to find us some collectibles down here. So that's trash, right, or rubbish as it's called, that we're going to need for construction. And as we can see, my people are now on the way gathering those resources, especially the food. Get me the food in Find all the scouts. That is my first goal. Now, the map is huge. It really is huge, right? And we could scout into all directions. For now, we are following the quest, of course, to find all the secrets of this world. There's also a big city over there. Everything destroyed, unfortunately. Also scouring now through the rubbish piles. There's actually not that much here, right? Most of it is hidden behind some tech that we do need to research. Just you wait for the tech tree. It's pretty huge. We can also speed up time there a bit. Down here we have our leader, Lily Kapoor. And we can also have a look at my clan profile. So we can specialize these clans. Right now, we have 0 experience points. Experience points we gain by doing certain actions, and we can then specialize our clan in certain attributes, like for example into fortitude. So safe food, collecting rubbish or scrap is being improved with that. We can also go into expression, the ability to add personality and flair to work. We could also go into erudition, the knowledge obtained through study and research. Stuff like that. We can improve our traits with that. We can also see our general health diagnostics right now, so water, food, and health supply that we have. And we can also see our civil unrest. If this goes too high, we will see some revolts and ultimately also lose, of course, and stuff like that. So that's also really cool. We have 10 people right now and basically just starting out. Now, 28 out of 60 food we have gathered so far. I think down here we have a bit more. Oh, there's lots of stuff here that we can also then gather. And also here, but that's lots of rubbish. There we have it. Seems like it's gonna be enough for a while. Now that we know we won't starve, we can get to jump-starting civilization. It almost feels like a biogenesis out here in the untamed flooded lands. The scouts we've sent to explore this area moved on to continue the expedition. We should find them and see what kind of information they might have obtained. I need to talk to them to see if they've discovered any details about the power plant. Find the scouts hiding in nearby ruins. So over there, we have lots of these ruins on the map itself, and we can scout them. There is the potential of people living in here. We got some rubbish, and we got 70 water available. We could also renovate this house afterwards to make it a proper living space for us. Let's just send some scouts over. The same we can do with this one here, decayed ruins. Perhaps the residents of or their descendants are still alive somewhere in this area. We get some wood, potential of food, and rubbish. There's 2 types of food actually. It's the risky food and it's the safe food, right? Safe food is fine, but it's very hard to get, and risky food is abundant. However, it is poisoning my people. So we do need to be very careful what kind of food we use. Down here there is actually more ruins now that we can get. Find the scouts though. Let's go with this first. I think we're still doing this. And a little bit later, we have scoured the ruins. And we found survivors, 10 of them. We found them. The scouts have barely survived the expedition. They lost most of their equipment and resources when their boats sank in the storm. Now they are happy to join us, but they need to be sure we have enough food if they are to be part of this settlement. Invite them to join. 40 food also comes into my inventory. Together with 10 more people, so we doubled our population with that. And I suspected as much, but our scouts have confirmed that this is the area. The rebirth power plant is leaking a very specific isotope into the waters around here, which proves we are in the right place and it gives us a direction. However, there's a massive swath of untamed floodland that needs to be pumped through. Alright, time to settle down. Upgrade the encampment into a permanent storage facility. So that we have it, and small storage we can go with. However, we do need some more rubbish. And I think we do have it now. Nope. What we need to do is we need to get the tech for it. So let's open up our tech tree. And as we can see, it is pretty expensive or extensive, as we have several core techs. That's this one here in the center, right? So new start we are right now. We need to go for the rubbish now. And this one will unlock then more trees down the road here that do require, for example, wood. The wooden tech is down here. So if we want to go for that, we do need to research wood first. For the new start, we can go with the very first tier of tech. That is the small storage. And we do need 1 research point for that. We have this one. So let's go ahead and unlock the small storage, our very first building. We have 4 trees of techs, right? The growth, which is looking like that. We have the survival tree. which is also pretty huge. We have the exploration tree and we have the well-being tree, right? And all of them require then some certain core tags here as well. But for now, the small storage has been unlocked, and with that we can now upgrade our encampment. We are also almost finished scouting the decayed ruins there. And the building remnants here still take some time because there's quite a lot of stuff in it. And there it is, finished. Time to settle down. We also get another research point for that. And since we turned our encampment into storage, we no longer have a place to sleep. So for now, we've built ourselves provisional tarps. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I think we should start moving into some serious shelters and provide tents for more people. However, tents do require lots of resources. We got some 600, so let's have a look. I think for the well-being, there's the tent. Cost me 150 rubbish. Which is also now a basic building that we can have. So let's go ahead and have the first block of 2 houses there. How many do we need actually? Doesn't say that really, right? Let's go with those 2 for now. We should be very careful about how much rubbish we use. And I think... Yep, down here we would have also a yacht wreck. This one gives me quite a lot actually. Some water there as well. We finished the quest. And also we should start production chains, so setting up something more permanent. Provide a steady supply of edible plants or fish, ensure that people have a steady access to clean water, and gather supplies of rubbish. Alright, let's go ahead and search these wrecks here. This will also net me some textbooks and old world relics, stuff that we can use for research then. Let's go for our tech then again. We could now go into rubbish. Develops technologies based on rubbish. So we can use that for us then. 3 points it costs me. And with this, we've now unlocked production buildings. The sorting hut, for example, that is going to be very important. Let's unlock this one. And I think also the fishing dock might be good, or the forager hut. Water still very important. Let's unlock this one here to start getting us water in. And then I would like to go with the forager hut to start getting us some crops or plants, safe food that is, right? The mushroom clusters, we have some of them here. With that, let's go ahead. We do need to find some more area where we can build those things, because the water still is something we cannot build up here on the plateau, right? It does need to have water around it, so it needs to be down here in the floodlands itself. We can actually build it here for now. Let's go ahead and build the first one. And we should also start exploring this area down here in the water. Next up, the survival hut, or the sorting hut. So this one produced me some rubbish. We can have this one where we have these piles of rubbish. Let's have one here. And one over here, because there we also have quite a lot of that. Oh, can I not? Yes, with this we can get all 3 piles into its radius. Nighttime, people don't work during night, they rather sleep. Those tents only have 3 houses though per tent, right? And we do have still 14 homeless people. So I do need to provide more housing quickly. What we could do is we could probably renovate this building here. That would cost me 250 rubbish. Let's just wait for another day before I do this, because we do have some construction costs at the moment. There it is, all being used now. Especially here my water filter, right? We're running out of water there by 20 per day. So I do need to counter that somehow. And also here we finished the sorting hut. With that we also have workplaces now. The 2 people do work here, produce me the rubbish. Out of the 20 people. And we do have still 6 idle people. 2 of them are also now working in the water still, producing me water. 21 per day. So we should have a slight surplus now. Yep, of 1.9 per day. And the next gathering hut or sorting hut is finished. And with that also 2 more people. So only 4 people we have now available. Good, go ahead. And let us just find... There is some more safe food over there. Very important that we use that. There's some more rubbish down here. So by these gathering areas, right, I'm using the people that work in the storage area. So there's 10 workers here, and they're basically constructing everything within its radius. They're also searching everything within its radius, so they're responsible for all these manual tasks that I'm doing. I think we can still search something. Yeah, the water tower. There's 120 water in here. Or the boat wrecks. There's lots of resources here and some research points. So let's go ahead and scour them as well. Day 5 is dawning. 8 AM in the morning. A new day and thus a new day of work. We gather more resources. We have 135. Still not that much really. We do need to wait for this research here, ruin to be scoured. And there we also unlock more areas now. Out of the fog. Where there's more rubbish here. Perfect. 150. Stuff like that. So don't forget, we're still in the prologue, right? We're still trying to find a permanent settlement. So this is not even the core of it. We're still just trying to survive here and getting forward into that city over there. We still need to build a forager hut or a fishing dock. I've got some rubbish again. So forager hut, there it is, cost me 350. It's really expensive. And then we have then our, say, food plants. Do we have them anywhere else? This looks good actually. And yeah, with this we can get all 3 of them into its area. Let's build it. I do have 2 more. Perhaps I can also build me a fishing dock. That would be amazing. A fishing dock costs me 2 exactly. We could do this. And with that I would also then provide my people with risky food. Next day is dawning. We are using a lot of rubbish again. I would like to renovate the house now though too. Right, so let's start with that. Because this gives me shelter for 5 people. Also finished the forager hut. And with that we have our first production chains and actually get 18 science points out of it. Thank you very much. And now we need to start researching. We need to start applying the scientific method to research the area. There is a lot of things we could be doing if we had the technology. We should start studying everything we can and provide a place for people to study. But one step at a time. We just started up with our basic food production now. We still have a shortage though, right? Even with this one here, we're still not producing enough. So I do need to find more sources of food. And the house is finished. Very good. And with that, shelter for 5 more people. That's actually a really sophisticated building. In comparison to my tents, right? Definitely would like to live more in this one there. It's also surrounded by some trees to protect it. Let's go ahead for edible food. We do need to work on a fishing dock now though. So let's go for this. And then there's also the field kitchen. With this we could make the risky food into safe food, right? I think this is also really important, so let's develop this one. And then we do need to go into the wood technology here to unlock me the research area, I think. Is it right? I think it is right, because nothing else we could go for here at the moment. But let's start with the fishing dock then. And let's also go into this area here, scouting a bit more. Because there's definitely still something. Right, over here. And there's actually some wood over there that we could also use then for our construction materials. So let's go ahead with this. Oh, very good. In the fog here, building remnants once more. Always very good to have this one. There's also some medicine by the looks of it that we can use for the sick. For this one we would need the welding torch, so something we don't have yet. Yeah, it might also not hurt to get the water tower though. We're having a nice positive balance there right now, so we should be fine. Oh, there's also something over there. And coronal mass ejection, that is a note it seems. A large eruption of magnetized plasma from the sun's outer atmosphere or corona that propagates to outwards into the interplanetary space. Okay, we don't need to understand it really to see its beauty, I guess. But it seems like there might be another cause for all of this as well. But that was just a fraction. 600 rubbish. We could build something again. Probably... Where is it? Where's my fishing? There's my fishing dock for 300 rubbish. And as we can see, we do have some fishing areas here that we can use. And it's actually... Oh, also over here. There would be 150 available then as well. Or we go with this one. I think we go with this one for now. And this one here is now out of my reach, unfortunately. So I cannot scout any further. There's still some rubble over there, but nothing else it seems. Ah, more rubbish. And there's also more rubbish. So things are also, of course, getting then, you know, swamped by the water then as well. Now we still need to go with this place of study. Let's go ahead and start the development of that. That is the wood. There you go. So the wooden tag has been unlocked. And with that, we should be able now, there it is, the study. Makeshift facility that provides people with a place to learn. Costs me another tag point. Let's go for this. As it is my very first wood building that we have. And lucky us, we already found some wood, right, close by. So we can use this one. So the study. It is pretty big building. Let's have it here in the center. Right next to my storage facility. And beside that, we still have 9 homeless people. I do have enough rubber or rubbish. So we probably should also go ahead with some additional tents. Let's go with 3 more. And that should be then all the housing that we need. Another 2 people that we need for the fishing dock. Unfortunately, we're now out of workforce, I think. So the study does not have any workforce at the moment. And we do need to decide what is important though for us, right? So the fishing dock is of course now very important because we do need the food. The water is very important. We do need the water. The rubbish is not that important then anymore because we do have enough of that soon. And I just need it for construction. So I could reduce the amount of people living there. Not now, but soon. And we could juggle around it with it then. I could also, of course, reduce the amount of workers that work in the small storage. We have too many there, I think, at the moment. Lots of them are idle. Let's reduce this by 5. And with that, we got some 5 people available again. And 2 of them I can assign right away to my study. And we do have these old world relics that we found in the ruins. So with this, I can now start researching. And I would do this on the very next day. Also, once we have the resources, of course, I would like to build the field kitchen to turn the fishes that we got into safe food. Let's have this one then also somewhere here. Lots of construction now. Going to take a while. And my building resources, of course. Two more tents are finished. 1 more is being finished now. And with that, we have then shelter for everyone. Oh, actually, the field kitchen needs wood. Alright, we do have still 550 wood available. So we can finish this one. I think, though, we might be out of wood then, right? So we would need to go for a tech that gives me wood out of the trees. The logging hut. So the cool thing is we can click on the required tech right away and get redirected to the tech tree. And the logging hut, there it is. Also tier 1. That actually requires 10 research points. But we should be, researching right now those 10 research points. Out of the relics that we found. And then we could also use the textbooks for that as well. And there it is, also my field kitchen that is now turning risky food into safe food. And this should bump up my safe food once more to by 15. So we have now finally a balance of safe food of 7.5 per day. And no one needs to eat the risky food, so the fish is out of the water. As we cook it to make something out of it. Perfect. Meanwhile, my science is coming along. Once again, we do need to wait through the night. We could, of course, unlock the night shift to work through the nights. But let's not do this for now. It causes unrest. And I'm a bit hesitant to do this. There we have it. We've finished the researching. We've now got ourselves a facility where some people can call themselves scientists. Well, there's maybe a bit of an exaggeration. Apprentices of science is probably more appropriate. And we do get another 5 points as a reward. And we need to start training people in specialized skills now. We'll need people who can work, think, lead, and follow. Set up a specialized work post, set up learning environment, and increase the fortitude among the people to fill out one of the specialized work posts. Now for that, I would ask real quickly before we do this. I think we can just continue then here with the safe food itself. Now we can, and what we should be doing then is changing my people to work in specialized areas, right? Because they're way more productive this way. How can I do this? We do need to upgrade one of the fishing wharves, forager houses, or sorting lodges. We do need to upgrade this one here. How can we do this? By, well, researching it. The sorting lodge gives me then the rubble mode, for example. First, we should go with the academy. Following buildings receive new operation mode, that is the study, and people gather here to study textbooks, right? And we have enough research points, so let's go ahead and do this one. And with the academy available now, what we can do is we can move over to this, and we are now using textbooks, and people gather here to study textbooks in order to raise their respective clans' experience to develop specializations. And once this is finished, we would get 10,000 experience points out of these textbooks, and with that we can then start getting the first specializations into our work posts, and also getting the fortitude in. Now, what we could do in the meantime is, yeah, rubbish is coming along. Can we gather more? I think we can. However, here we are now really full. There's still some... What is this actually? That is, I think, rubble. Yep. Old piles of rubble. Safe food is really fine. Water is fine. Very good. Everybody has shelter. So far it's looking good. I'm just waiting now for this one here to finish. We could have them working through the night to get their specializations more quickly. And there we have it. It's not finished yet because we do gain experience points all the time, of course. So we have already 15,000, and we can now pick one specialization that we can go in, and as the quest demands, going into fortitude, physical strength, stamina, and endurance. Fortitude allows your people to work more efficiently in jobs like catching fish, safe food, rubbish, and stuff like that. Improve the specialization. And there we have our very first one. With that, we have finished this one, and now I need to set up a specialized work post for people with certain specializations. For the specialization, we need to upgrade one of our production buildings, so the forager hut or the fishing dock, for example. The forager hut would require 10 science points, and it would unlock me then a worker with fortitude specialization who can work here. Let's go ahead with this. Costs me 10 once again, and 250 and wood that we have then exactly. So I could go ahead now here and upgrade this one with the wood that we need. However, I'm a bit uncertain right now because we also need a wood production first. And let's go ahead and have a look at that. We have the logging camp over there. This will only cost me though some rubbish, so we can still build it even though I'm running out of wood then at some point. So let's go ahead and upgrade this one right away. And in the study, I would like to move back to the standard mode, right? So we can use the old world relics to get us some more science points out. Very important, because I do need to research my logging camp as well. This one already has the resources. We can upgrade it. Boom. And someone is moving in right away with that specialization. And with that, we do get another 9 science points and new developments that we can then have. The radio tower. I've learned that this power plant was a part of an experimental project, a joint venture between the private sector and the government. That's why there's so much military remains in the area, including a nearby radio tower. Restore it and use the radio tower to locate the remaining groups of scouts. And with that, we start chapter 1, the road together. Integrate other clans into the community. And that is over here, the radio tower. For this one, however, I do need to get another outpost into this area. Starting to scout this area then as well, and, well, restoring the radio tower, which is going to require quite a lot of tech. I love how another music kicks in. Next up, what we do need, we have 10 science points. And we're going with the logging hut, because I do need wood. And there's the logging hut, and we do have lots of trees over here. Let's build it. We still have one more, and I think then we are out of these textbooks. Food though is still fine, water is still fine. And yeah, we're out of this one now. One more is being consumed, being produced, right? So that means I still have around 20 science points still at my disposal that I can then use. And we also have unlocked now districts. So as we can see, we're still in the Aquarius estate now. And we can then found new districts with more settlements down the road the further we progress into this fog here. So this is just giving you an idea of the scope of what we're going to see pretty soon here. If you follow me along, I hope you do. Floodlands releasing today. Stay tuned for the next episode.